Welcome to Back into the Future with Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. It's present day.
It is.
It's the day you're listening to this. It's, I don't know, special edition of massive late fee, retro late fee, Back into the Future, whatever you want to call it. It's the thing you're listening to right now.
It is.
Remember how
chose this. You should know.
Remember how you subscribe to a podcast feed and then you listen to the stuff we say? This is one of those things. Except now we're not in the 90s, or I guess 2000s now.
Am I going to ruin things if I say the year?
No, you can say that. I don't care.
It's the 2025.
It's the year Weapons came out.
Because we just saw it in the theater.
We saw Weapons. And I know we're late to the party of seeing Weapons, and everyone's talked about Weapons, but we haven't talked about it yet.
Well, and you know what? I think it's better this way because there are more people who can listen without worrying about spoilers.
Yeah.
By the way, there will be spoilers.
We don't do non-spoilers spoilers in our discussion. Usually, we just talk about it in whatever order we want to.
Well, because our conversations are usually about things that happened 25 years ago.
So spoilers abound with this. If you haven't seen it, would I recommend you see it? I guess.
I don't know. I mean, okay. It was an experience seeing it in the theater. I think Mark knows it. I fell for every fucking jump scare in there.
Oh, yes.
If you like shit, you'll enjoy being jump scared.
There's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 pretty good jump scares.
Yep.
I anticipate them all the time, though, which, it's kind of... This movie played with me in a couple different ways.
Okay.
Because the jump scare way, it didn't get me, but it got me the other way.
What's the other way?
It got me the screenwritery way.
Okay.
But I just want to say, I have purposely not consumed any of the reviews. I like Red Letter Media.
Did they do it?
Yes.
Oh, we should watch it.
I like the Weekly Planet. And I haven't watched those episodes. I've just held off watching those episodes so that their thoughts do not influence my thoughts on the movie.
I'm excited.
Plus, I didn't want any spoilers from the movie before we saw it. And we're literally recording it right after we went to the theater to watch it.
My fingers are still popcorny.
We have a life, so we waited till now to see it.
That's the best part about going to the movies, though. Seriously, still popcorn, always.
Oh, I thought you were going to say waiting for seeing it.
No.
Anyway.
Popcorn.
So we saw Weapons.
Yes.
There are parts of this movie that I think are brilliant.
Okay. Wow.
There are parts of this movie that I think are fantastic. And then there's parts of the movie that are kind of slow. Mm-hmm. Especially the beginning was kind of slow. I hope it's not just my TikTok brain and that my attention span has been destroyed or whatever. But we got 10 or 15 minutes into the movie and I was like, okay, is stuff going to happen now?
Aw, I was not bored at any point during the movie, honey.
I mean, it only for a brief second, I was like, okay, let's get to it, you know? It was very atmospheric and everything. But there are parts of the movie that are really creepy and effective and work really well. And then, like I said, there's some parts that are somewhat slow. And then there's some parts that I'm like, is this supposed to be funny?
Well, people were fucking cracking up in the theater.
And I'm like, it gets ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be funny, but I feel like it was like a tension release to laugh at the craziness happening on the screen.
But it was funny.
It was funny.
When she peels his cheek.
Oh, I couldn't.
That's funny.
I could not watch that, actually. I was covering my eyes.
She's like, she is fruit zesting his cheek. It's like, I expected her to get a microplane on the other cheek. And that was funny when they're all chasing Amy Madigan at the end.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's funny. And it's filmed. I have to assume it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Because it's filmed like a comedy. It's timed and filmed like a comedy shot.
Yeah. Which is weird because most of the movie seems like a pretty serious horror flick.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric and everything. So the plot, based on a true story, by the way.
What?
That's what they said at the beginning.
That's bullshit.
You know how it's based on a true story?
How?
Apparently, the writer-director of this movie had a classmate when he was young who died. And the movie is partially about the grieving process and how, like, people grieve and, like, the community grieves together.
Talking about grief does not make it based on a true story. I think it's such a reach.
I think it's bullshit. It's like the way the Conjuring movies are based on true story.
Or Blair Witch Project.
Ed and Lorraine Warren lived. They were people that lived, but everything else is bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah. So, who's the narrator? We have some little girl narrating the movie. Who is that?
Oh, just one of the kids that lived in the town when this was going on?
I guess.
Not one of the kids that got abducted.
Obviously, because kind of a not happy ending for them.
Yeah. I don't like or get that because...
I don't like the ending.
No. But, like, okay, the parent guy that was with the teacher.
Josh Brolin.
Is that who the actor was? I don't know.
Yeah. He was Thanos.
Okay, yeah, him. He got, like, taken control of and then came out of it, and he was fine.
Yeah, that's weird. Why?
So why is everybody else all fucked? I mean, I guess they were under control longer. Maybe they were, like, more psychologically damaged.
I think she was using them. Like,
yeah.
I think they were still like that because she was doing something different to them. She was, like siphoning their life force, I guess, from them. It's fucking weird.
It's very weird.
Like, can I ask you a question?
Anything.
Do you think that this is the first time she's done this? The weird aunt?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think it has to be because it ends in fucking chaos.
Yeah.
She's not good at this.
And, I mean, I get the impression she has cancer or something, and that's why she's doing this. So it's not like she had to do this before now.
But what is she?
A witch.
Okay, so she's just a witch?
Yeah, she was doing witchcraft. Like, I feel like that was a pretty straightforward.
Well, they also paint witch on on someone else's car, the teacher's car. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just witchcraft or voodoo or like or a combination of both. Or
well, voodoo is a kind of witchcraft, isn't it?
So that I guess so that tree must be some sort of magical tree that she's breaking the branches off of.
Sure.
But she can control people and stuff. And apparently she can also like use their life force because she seemed better-ish.
Yeah.
With all the kids there.
Yeah, she wasn't throwing up. She was able to go to the school. She was able to kick people's asses.
What a stupid plan, though. Like, take all of your classmates.
Yeah.
How about take some stuff from like people in different classes, even different ages? Like, bad plan, Amy Madigan.
And like spread it out. Like one here, one there. When one of them keels over, then move on to the next.
All on the same fucking day.
Yeah, stupid.
Ridiculous. But did you recognize Amy Madigan? She was the mom in Field of Dreams.
Oh, I've never seen Field of Dreams.
She's been in other stuff too. I think she was married to Ed Harris, maybe, or something. I don't know. Anyway, she's an actress, but she was formerly younger than this.
Wasn't everyone formerly younger than this?
I think they also probably gave her some makeup and stuff too.
Okay.
Anyway, so the plot, if you haven't seen it, I mean, whatever.
She looked like a clown when she did her makeup and went to
100%. I thought that was purposeful.
Yeah.
She looked like Pennywise, kind of.
Yes. And what was up with the clown in the forest that the meth addict
that was
saw?
her, right?
Was it?
I think so. Now there's another question I have. We get two dream sequences in this movie. Mm-hmm. One from the teacher and one from Archer, a.k.a. Josh Brolin. And in both, at the climax of the dream, she appears. She becomes his kid's face mm-hmm. in the bed. And then she's on the ceiling. Those are two of the jump scares. Then the drug addict sees her in the forest. Why? Like,
I don't know.
Is she in their heads? Is she like, why they don't even know she exists at the point that any of them see her. So, like, is she...
Not true. Well, no, I guess he doesn't know she exists. But the drug addict had seen the children.
He saw the children, but he didn't see her.
Well, he did in the forest when she was after him because he saw the children. That's what I think. He wasn't asleep.
You think that's... No, I know he wasn't asleep. So you think she was after him because he saw the children. But why did the other two dream about her?
Yeah, that I don't get.
So she's somehow in their brains. It's weird.
Yeah. I didn't really realize it was her.
Yeah, 100%. Who else would it be?
Well, it was a dream. Like, I just thought it was like the boogeyman at the end of a dream. I didn't make a connection.
She's the boogeyman, apparently.
Yeah. She's a terrible, terrible person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, her fucking niece and husband let them into her house to try to take care of her and shit like that, and she does that to him?
Yeah,
what a awful. Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, and when she had them stabbing themselves in the face, I hated it so much.
But there are parts of the movie that I think are really good.
Okay, what did you think was really good?
So, I think a couple of the jump scares were really good. But I also liked the movie relied on, like, kind of creepy imagery and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of interesting camera movements and stuff like that. When she's first going to... When the teacher is going to the liquor store, we're behind her. Like, the camera's behind her the whole time, and it's kind of like it's steady cam moving through the aisles and everything. Both to, I think, kind of convey that she's being watched, she's being followed, but also she knows exactly where she's going. She knows she goes here a lot. She goes, she comes to this liquor store a lot. She goes to she knows exactly where the liquor she wants is. And I think a lot of that's really good. And I think a lot of I'm trying to remember some of the exact scenes, but I remember seeing some of them. I'm like, oh, this is creepy. This is good. This is really creepy. I can't think of any specific scenes off the top of my head, but there are several scenes that I think are very, like, atmospheric and creepy. All the stuff with the kid, Alex, like when we see him, all that works really well, I think. Discovering his parents and, like, just his, like, loneliness, isolation, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I feel so bad for the kid the whole time. He reminds me of, like, a sad version of Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
Kind of, yeah.
Going to the store and taking care of everything.
Yeah, I get that. But so there are a lot of scenes like that I think really work really well, but I don't want to say the movie's a mess, but it's messy.
Yeah. I have a real problem with a plot point here.
Okay.
So Josh Brolin keeps watching this video footage of the Ring camera over and over, the little girl running away into the darkness.
It's a boy, but...
yeah. And then he goes to Matthew's parents. First of all,
his son is Matthew.
Oh, whatever.
He goes to the parents of a little girl.
Yeah. He goes to these other parents. And by the way, just a side note, misogynistic moment. I did not like this. The mom said no, and he just waits for the dad, and then the dad says yes. Yeah, and the mom's just standing there like, fuck you both.
Yeah, I thought, I had that thought too, where I was like, that's going to be a fight later after he leaves.
Yeah. But... anyway, this Ring camera footage shows them, running off to a certain point, and they're looking from the parents' cameras, right? How many fucking people have Ring? Shouldn't they be able to see where they went? Doesn't this feed continue, especially because they're running into a house? I mean, it's not like they ran off into the woods.
Well, the house they run to doesn't have Ring.
Just that one. I'm sure others on the street do.
But yeah, like you would think a real investigation would already have coordinated all the footage.
And like, yeah, what direction was each child running? Like a real police officer would have figured that shit out a lot faster.
We wouldn't have needed Josh Brolin to figure that out.
A month. It took a month for a civilian to figure out they were running to the same place.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like cops would have figured that out pretty quick, you'd think.
You would think.
Fucking Reddit would have figured it out.
But I mean, like 17 Ring cameras, even just the missing kids. I guess they didn't all have it.
Yeah,
but
they said our omniscient little kid narrator says about half of them had it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of footage to go from.
Yeah, they should have been able to coordinate that.
Yes.
Is that the plot hole you don't like?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like, oh, we've got these couple of Ring cameras to figure this out, and it took that long.
What's weird to me is, well, where did she send them? She knew, like, we see the police are going to investigate and everything and stuff, so she knows she's got to send them away.
Yeah,
Where'd they go?
That's a good question. I thought maybe she was releasing them, but that didn't happen.
No, I guess she sent them to the woods.
Or a shed or the garage.
Just to hide for
the
a
neighbor's house. I don't know.
The neighbor's just like, they're back again.
Yeah,
the dead-eyed 17 kids that are staring at us.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that, but we don't know where they went, and then they're back again.
And the neighbors didn't see them? Like, from the like craziness at the end of the film, we see that this is not a completely isolated house. Mm-hmm. Like, they have neighbors and stuff like that. And
they run through their houses.
There's definitely houses very nearby. So, I don't know. It's weird.
Wait a minute. She said people are going to come investigate. So we need to get ready. And then she sent the kids out, but they were in the basement when the people were investigating.
No, they were in the base. Not when those two detectives came. They weren't in the house at all when the two detectives came. That was the whole point. They were in the basement later.
The two detectives came a different day.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a little flash during Alex's thing. They do a little flashback where the detectives come and they look through the thing. So they kind of Pulp Fiction this a little bit, sort of. They do shifting perspectives, which I think is, it helps with the narrative. Mm-hmm. And we see some stuff like, as soon as I see that he had cherry red paint, I was like, oh, well, that's who painted her car.
Well, yeah. And he was the one who was so pissed anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty obvious.
I think it's kind of weird that he was so mad at her and so sure she knows something and all up in her business. And then as soon as she's being, like, attacked and threatened, he's like, I will save you. Let me jump in.
As soon as Benedict Wong goes after her, he's like, well, wait a second. Yeah. Any enemy of Benedict Wong is a friend of mine.
It was bizarre. I mean, I guess that's because he's a good person and, you know.
Goodish.
I mean, that's what we're supposed to believe. Why do you say goodish like that?
Well, I mean, he also was an asshole. He painted fucking witch on our car and stuff. Like, he's kind of a dick, too.
Yeah.
Obviously, he and his wife are not on the same page.
Well, yeah.
Because he's sleeping in his missing son's bed, and she's like, hey, I'm going to work.
Which, he's gone to work, but he's doing a piss poor job.
Yeah, well, he owns the company, so I guess he can. There's a theme of domestic unrest in this movie, yeah. Because of that there's that, and then there's the cop Alden Ehrenreich.
Man, I was so disappointed with him because he seemed
he gets what he deserves, I guess, right?
He starts out seeming like a decent-ish dude. Uh-huh. And it's kind of like the teacher took advantage of him. They're obviously exes. She gets him to come have a drink. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to drink. She's coercing him. And he tells her that he's broken up with his girlfriend. So I believed that. I think we're supposed to believe that. Mm-hmm. But we find out he's not.
No, they're trying to have a baby.
Yeah, and it may or may not be girlfriend. It might be wife. I don't know. It's the chief of police's daughter, and this guy's a cop, so that complicates things.
Uh-huh.
But so he's kind of a fucking asshole. And then with this meth addict or whatever, at first he's like, "Oh, did I hurt you? Or are my cuffs too tight? Are you okay?" And then he fucking punches him out. And then he chases him down later. He's not nice. No. He's unplugging his camera. He's going to kill that kid. Fuck you. He's a terrible character.
I thought he was. Yeah.
I thought he was a good character, but he is not.
No, correct.
He gets what he deserves.
Wow. Mind controlled and then murdered. And peeled before.
Well, maybe he couldn't feel it.
Who knows? That's the thing is, with the kids and the parents and stuff, how aware are they that they're, could you imagine just being frozen like that?
That'd be terrible.
Fucked. With your arms like that, too? That's uncomfortable.
Well, and like the parents, if they were aware and just couldn't move and stuff, like that would have been, because like imagine seeing your kid like that.
Yeah.
Knowing this psychotic person is threatening your child and.
Until they become monsters. Until they become monsters.
Oh, the parents.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, well, that wasn't their fault.
No, I'm not saying it was their fault. I'm just saying that's fucked up too.
And then we get to see, like, they didn't kill the little boy. They were after him, but they didn't kill him. Mm-hmm. And he's hugging them.
Because their spell was broken.
And he's hugging them, and it's all like, oh, yeah, he got his parents back. But he didn't get his parents back. Nobody got back all the way.
No. Well, I mean, a couple of them started talking, I guess, or whatever.
That's like the last line in the movie. A couple of them started talking again this year.
Yeah, I don't know. The red herring that they throw out, and maybe it's not a red herring, maybe this is subtext or whatever, I don't know, but I don't think so. I think it's all just witchcraft, I guess. But I noticed in the classroom, when we get classroom flashbacks and she's talking, there's a big, it says parasite on the board because they're talking about parasites. And then also there's something about like the orca whale calls and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, things that people can't necessarily hear, and like they use it to communicate. And there's a big like tower and stuff like that too. And so there are all these things that I'm like, oh, is it radio waves? Is it fucking, and like the parasite thing also, before Amy Madigan comes to Benedict Wong's house, they're watching a thing about that fungus that takes over ants. I guess it's a real thing that takes ants' bodies, controls them like zombie ants and stuff, and then they they use their body to grow more fungus. And they end up like splitting them open and stuff, and they use it to like fertilize themselves, and that's how they reproduce these fungi.
Gross.
I want to say that a fungal infection like that makes people zombies is the plot of The Last of Us or something like that, or one of those games that they made into a TV show.
Okay.
But anyway, so I thought that's where they were going, that it was that. That she was somehow using that or whatever, but I don't think it's any of that. I think she's just a witch.
Yeah, well, I think she's a witch, but I think she also was using them like that and controlling them like that.
I guess as a parallel, but she's not literally. It's not literally a parasite.
She was draining their life force.
She is acting like the parasite, but like I said, like a metaphor. Not an actual, it's not an actual parasitic infection.
No, there's no parasite per se.
I think she has.
It's a magical parasite.
Like I said, I think it's a metaphor for what she's doing. But I don't know, interesting stuff. But that's like that kind of I was like, because all that happens before we see her, the parasite thing, and not the thing they're watching, but the little parasite on the board of her classroom that I noticed. That happens before we see her for the first time, and I was like, is that what's going on?
Is that why you just bust out 2/3 of the way through the movie? It's getting a little obvious or something?
Yeah.
And you were wrong.
And I was wrong for once. I didn't want to say it out loud because I know you hate that.
Yeah, well, especially in the theater, but yeah.
But did you... I don't get a great sense of what you thought of the movie, or did you have any parts you really liked, or what?
I mean, I have parts I really hated that I needed to cover my eyes for, like the gross stuff, the stabbing, and... There's
some gross stuff.
And the peeling, and I can't handle body horror stuff. I really just cannot. So that was hard. And I liked the jump scares. I think they did them well. I liked the beginning of the movie where you were bored maybe, but I liked it more, I think, than the end of the movie, because the whole movie, it's just kind of like revving up, right?
Yeah.
And I liked getting to know the teacher character and stuff, and as it went on, and it was just getting more and more stressful and scary. It was a little much.
We got to know everybody, I think, decently well, which I like that too. I like getting to know our characters in a horror movie because then we like get to care about them and everything. I did like the beginning too. You know, like I know I said I was a little bored at times, but like I did like the build up of everything. It does really rev up, like you said. It starts off kind of contemplative and very. That's the most like trauma, grief part of the movie.
Yeah,
is like the very beginning of the aftermath of all this shit and everything. And then, you know, we get into more of the horror stuff, and then it just becomes schlock at the end. It's pure schlock at the end. When all the kids are descending on her and are ripping her face open and stuff like that.
Gross.
I mean,
I couldn't look at that either, by the way.
We see as they're descending on her, like, and just ripping through her and everything, we see like one of her limbs, like her hand is just like way far away from her body.
Well, it looked like they like literally ripped her jaw in half.
Yeah, for sure. They went shh like that.
That's when I stopped watching.
Yeah, that was
a little too far from me.
But my biggest disappointment in the movie was the end.
Okay, tell me.
I liked the schlockiness, like I liked the craziness of the ending and everything. But then after the craziness happens, Josh Brolin is like Matthew, and he picks him up and carries him away, and then we get the narrator kicking in again, being like, "Yeah, they fucking didn't come back," and it's like, and that's it. Like
they all got reunited with their families.
It seems very blunt, like it, like very sharp cut, like. It didn't feel like the movie was over.
Well, and like I'm sorry, but they could have given us a little bit of a happy ending, and they chose not to. And I mean, like the movie was intense and sad and scary, and like you could have let that one thing be happy. Let the kids be normal. Yeah, I mean, I do get it though, because like if the movie's about grief, then I get it. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think? Like, so the title of the movie is Weapons. And we're using kids as weapons. Which isn't even true. Like, he said they're like missiles, like, going towards this one spot. So it's like they're weaponized, but they weren't being weapons. I mean, I guess at the end they killed her, so. Right. But what I'm saying is that just does. You're right. That doesn't justify the name of the movie being Weapons. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there's something else there. Okay. Like... During Josh Brolin's dream, he has, he dreams and he's like, he looks over the house, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's the kid's house, isn't it? I don't know. Doesn't he go to the kid's house? I don't know. I couldn't tell if that was his house or I thought it was his house again. I thought it was like the kid ran away from his house and back into his house. That's what I thought too. Because he was walking up to the bed and that was the bed he got out of. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so it was his house. But he sees above his house like a AK-47 or some kind of what the fuck was that? Of some kind of automatic weapon, and it says 217, the time that they all like left in it. But it's also, I think there are. I'm not a huge gun guy, but I think there are guns like that have digital readout of how many bullets are left. Okay, like that. So I think that's kind of what it's supposed to represent too. There's a lot of 17. Like stuff in here. 17 kids go missing at 217. So there's 17 might pop up a couple other times too, but it's like 17 obviously is something in the movie. But I got the feeling when I saw that, I'm like, is this movie like a metaphor for like school shootings and stuff like that? Because they're kids. And they're quote unquote being weapons. All the kids are gone from this classroom except one, and he's complicit in everything that happened. So he's kind of like the school shooter. Huh. Wow, you're so smart. I'm just asking questions. No, but I think you're probably right. It just that did not occur to me, but yeah, that makes so much sense. So I don't know if like that's. Because I kind of hated Alex's character, to be honest with you. Yeah. He knows everything that he's doing is wrong. I don't hate him. I mean, don't hate him, but... Like, he's a kid, and she has his parents held captive. But he knows right from wrong. Okay, but he knows that she's going to make his parents eat each other if he doesn't do what she says. he doesn't feel like he has a choice, because that's not something that would be like okay or allowable for him. And the idea that if he tells grown-ups they'll help and this won't happen probably doesn't even occur to him.
He had the perfect opportunity to say something to that teacher. She was like, "You can tell me anything," and he was like, "No, I'm fucking not telling you."
Yeah.
But he had been intimidated into silence. Like, I don't... Hate's too strong a word. I don't hate his character, but I was very disappointed in the actions of his character.
But yeah, I don't think you can blame him.
Not 100%, but he's at least partially to blame.
Yes. I mean, I feel like he's as much of a victim as the other kids.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
If
He's
not more so.
He's a victim for sure. I agree with that. But he also plays somewhat of a part in it too. So I think he's both.
He plays a part in it because he's being forced to play a part in it.
What'd you think about the teacher? The teacher's like an interesting character because clearly she has an alcohol problem.
Clearly.
I think it's so funny too. Like Josh Brolin's like, "Oh, I did some fucking. Did you know she's got a DUI? Does a DUI make you abduct kids in a fucking weird supernatural way?" So she had one DUI and an inappropriate relationship with a teacher at another school. So maybe like now, teachers can date each other as far as I know, because I mean it certainly happened in my school when I was growing up. There was more than one teacher that they were dating each other and stuff like that. So I'm guessing this is because he said another adult. He didn't say another teacher though. So it could be a parent, like a married parent of one of her students. I feel like it's an infidelity situation.
Maybe.
And she's doing another infidelity situation.
But then they brought up a separate time about like her having boundary issues, and like she's like, "What? I hugged a crying child." That's ridiculous if teachers aren't allowed to hug a crying child. Is that like the way life is?
I don't know if that's supposed to be appropriate or inappropriate or whatever. But I feel like that was more of like if you put someone's life under a microscope, you can find shit like that.
Yeah.
Like obviously in the normal course, if none of this had ever happened, I don't think anyone would bat an eye at her giving a child a ride home who you know, their ride didn't show up or whatever, or hugging a crying child or something like that. Especially an elementary school teacher, especially a woman. Yeah. You know, like certainly less threatening all the way around. And but I think it's just kind of like they're hopping onto anything they can to try to make it her fault.
I mean, I get why they're suspicious. If I were her, I would have left town. Like, I don't know why she stayed.
100%.
Everyone hated her except the principal. The principal's like the only one who believed her.
I think it's weird that they didn't focus on that kid more, though.
Which
kid,
one?
Alex. Because if everyone from a classroom went missing and all that was left was the teacher and one kid...
You wouldn't search both their houses?
I mean, I would search both their houses for sure, but like, I would focus more on the one kid that this didn't happen to.
Yeah.
More than the teacher. Because I wouldn't think, especially, okay, if we're saying this is a real life scenario, these kids go running off from their houses at 2:17 in the morning, all at the same time, I wouldn't think like, oh, this teacher like brainwashed them or something like that. Like I would certainly be like, what is different about this kid that this didn't happen to him? Because it's in any situation where something happens to a bunch of people or things that are all similar, except for one of those things, then I want to know what's different about that thing.
Sure.
Like, why didn't it happen to that thing or that person?
But I mean, like, I don't know that the answer would be obvious, because the actual answer is like his aunt is doing it, but they wouldn't, and she's a witch. And I mean, like, the police aren't going to figure that shit out.
It's because it's a supernatural explanation, so they're not going to look for supernatural explanations.
But I think they would have been in his house immediately looking for those kids.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
But it seemed like it took a while.
It seemed like they gave them warning too.
Yeah, why would you give them warning to hide the kids?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah. That's where you show up with a warrant and raid.
Also, when she says, "Oh, his dad's had a stroke or whatever,"
where's the mom?
And he doesn't. Yeah, the mom didn't come, and he doesn't talk. So I'm going to talk for him and everything. and it's like, I would look into that. Oh, the dad suddenly had a stroke? Like, look into the parents. Like, there was so little investigation done in this movie.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, like, that's, like I said, I'd be focused on that kid. So I'd want to talk about the parents. I'd want to look into the parents background, all that stuff. As soon as I saw that, like, oh, before this happened, he was fine. And after this, he has had a stroke? Where's the medical records of his stroke then?
Well, come on. No, you're not going to ask for medical records of a parent's stroke when you're a police officer or at the school.
If it happened suddenly, right after this incident.
Again, though, I mean, you're looking at this with knowledge that, like, they don't have. I mean, think about it. Like, a family member says this person has a stroke, they can't talk. You're not going to be like, well, show me their medical records. You don't have any right to those.
But the police do.
No, I mean,
As
they would
part
need
of
a
an
warrant.
investigation, yes.
They would need a warrant, and like, that seems like a far stretch to be able to get a warrant to look
You
at
don't think a
somebody's
judge
medical
would
records.
sign a warrant based on my hunch?
No, I do not.
Oh, my goodness.
But I would have been asking, okay, well, where is the mom? Like, it's the aunt and the dad, but there's a mom.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Where'd she go?
What else didn't you like about the movie?
Nothing. I liked
Just the body horror parts?
I liked it overall. I didn't love the ending, and I didn't like the body horror.
The ending really got me because I was, like I said, I liked the atmospheric opening. I liked the horror elements. Like, it gets creepy and very atmospheric in the middle of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then I liked the schlockiness. Like, I was
off the rails.
I was with the movie for most of the way, but the way they just bang, we're done. I was like, I wanted a little something else. I want just a little resolution.
Sure.
It felt like we went climax, and then as soon as the climax was over, no descending action, no denouement, just fuck, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't like that. It felt too abrupt.
It was very abrupt. And like I said, I feel like they could have given us at least some amount of happiness.
And it took the wind out of my sails a little bit. That it just like, bang, we're done. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ugh, okay. I could see how that might work for some people, but I like a little bit of, I like a little cuddle afterwards, you know?
Uh-huh, I do.
But overall, I would say I liked it. Mm-hmm. It's making a lot of money, so I mean, good for it.
It's different.
I like that it's an original story. Mm-hmm. I like that it's a vision of a writer-director, and I thought the acting was very grounded, believable. Like, I think the performances were very good. I thought the cinematography and the use of silence, the use of the space, and everything, I thought was really good. We get a lot of wide open world shots and then like very tight claustrophobic stuff, especially in the house. Like, everything feels very close and like, and the dream sequences, same kind of thing. So I liked a lot of that, and so if Hollywood takes the message that, like bold original stories.
Yeah,
then I'm happy with it.
That would be nice. I'd like more of those. Mm-hmm. Hey, I just remembered a scene that went nowhere. I want to know if I'm missing something. Okay, she made the mom go out and cut the teacher's hair when she was passed out.
That was there's another creep. That was a creepy scene.
Oh, it was incredibly creepy, but it went nowhere. She didn't do anything with the hair. She never took the teacher over. What was the point?
You did miss something.
Okay.
She took her hair and she wrapped it in that thing to make Benedict Wong attack her. She used her hair to do that. She needed the hair for that.
Okay, never mind.
That was another. Okay, so that reminded me, though. You just reminded me.
Sorry.
That's one of those really fucking creepy scenes. She's staking out, the teacher's staking out this house. She passes out in her car.
Because she's drinking out of a big gulp cup.
The door opens, and this fucking mom, we don't know it's the mom, but the mom comes out with a weapon, and we're like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
And she goes to the window and then passes her by, and I was like, okay, is is she going to like leave? This was also, I love the way this is filmed, how it's just rack focused, just put the camera down, it's rack focused on this passed out woman, the vulnerability, and we don't see what's going on off of her because she's unaware. So it works in that way too. But we hear the car door open, and it's like, oh my God, like everything about it was so creepy.
Yes.
And then she comes in with the scissors and just cuts off her hair, and we're like, and it like when that happened, I was like, what the fuck is going on with that? But then obviously it ties back together because that's what she used that to. First she uses Benedict Wong's lover's hair, so he bashes his fucking head in with his own head.
Awful.
Would that work even? Because wouldn't that do as much damage to your head?
You would think. I don't really get that. I mean, I guess like the strongest part of your head's your forehead, right? So, I mean, I guess if he was using his forehead as a weapon, but I mean, he definitely would have had at least a concussion.
But then she takes the hair that the mom cut and uses it for the teacher.
His eyes were bulging out of his head too, though. I feel like he probably would have been dead if she wasn't controlling his body. Like, I feel like maybe it was like a reanimated corpse situation at some point.
Yeah, and that might be part of the parasite-y thing too. It was also like comical how the drug addict kept attacking Josh Brolin, and he's just fucking ragdolling him around.
That was
just
funny.
Throwing him around the house and stuff like that. It's like, God, fucking stop.
Yeah, because it's like, he should have been dead, but he kept getting back up.
Yeah, I think they're taken over by some kind of force or whatever.
But apparently if you get the brain, like a zombie, then they're done. Because that's how she got the cop to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because she shot him in the fucking neck.
Yeah, he was bleeding out. But...
And he's still coming. Mm-hmm. You would think, though, that would work eventually. Exsanguination. Like, even if the heart stopped and, like, the thing can still move like a zombie or whatever, eventually... Like you wouldn't, maybe not though, because I was thinking like the nerves wouldn't be able to talk to each other because of the blood, but I guess the blood doesn't really have anything to do with that. Yeah, no, it's the brainstem thing.
The zombies continue on without blood, so.
Well, I mean, okay, we'll take that as gospel because zombies are a real thing.
Come on, I mean, you've seen zombie movies and zombie shows, and they're not walking around with blood. Oozing out of them if they get injured. If they do, it's black.
I did like it a lot, but he like vomited black shit.
What was that? Yeah, what was that? And that's the only time that happened.
I'm thinking he was dead too. I'm thinking that was like his blood.
Ugh.
I don't know, blood and bile mixed together. I don't know what it was. There was a lot of things that happened in the movie that didn't make a ton of sense. Yeah. I'm like, I don't get when did she become... Oh, maybe she used him to take some of her pain away. Because I think some of the movie was a little hard to see lighting-wise. But I think there's a scene when he's talking to her, when the little boy is talking to the aunts in her room. And she tells him to take the stuff from his classmates. I think she's kind of collapsed on the floor. I think there's a puddle. It looked like she'd vomited blood or bile or something like that. And maybe when he did that, she was giving that to him.
Ew.
Kind of thing. Like giving parts of her sickness to Benedict Wong.
Gross.
And maybe that's why he did that.
Maybe.
But yeah, there's parts of it I can't explain, and it's not like it's a shitty movie where it just doesn't make logical sense. I think the parts that I can't explain are all conscious choices that the writer-director made, and they all actually mean something. I just, having only seen it once and not fully digesting everything, there are some small things here and there, kind of like that bile thing, where I don't know what they mean, but I think there is a meaning. I just don't know what it is yet.
I don't want to watch it again to figure it out, though. I'm good with one time.
I honestly would be fine watching it again.
Much gross.
There is grossness to it, yeah, but I do, and I think it's worth seeing in the theater for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was a definite experience.
But overall, I would say I enjoyed it. There are just some parts of it that I didn't love.
Yeah, agreed.
But that is the episode for the week, Carol. Tell people where they can find their own... what the fuck?
I think it's the cat trying to break in.
It's Amy Madigan.
It sounds scary after that movie. Anyway.
Tell people where they can find their own magical tree.
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Yep.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, thanks, bye.
Bye.